Hello everyone! So today I am going to be showing you what I read in 2025. It's not my proudest moment because I only read 11 books in total. It's not much, I know. I don't know how people out there could read like 100 of books or something like that. I physically can't. That's my cat, by the way. Okay, here she is. Hello everyone, my name is Deepa. I have my reading log here. This is like a realistic what I read in a year. This year was not my favorite year, and because of that I was having a hard time of picking up a book, let alone read it. That's my excuse. Here are all the books that I read this year. It's not much, but it's heavy. The first book that I read in 2025, this is called Book's Kitchen by Jee-hye. This is a Korean translated book. Look at how pretty the cover is. I am in love. It goes like that. I love this type of books that is just like slice of life, and it's not like a heavy plot driven type of book. And the fact that this is the first book that I read in 2025, that was such a good decision by me. So as you can see, I tabbed this book, and that means how much I like it. I don't usually tab books unless I found it like really insightful or something like that. Some of the quotes in here are like I could relate. Oh, and by the way, this is the bookmark. I don't like to annotate because I like to keep my books clean. I give this book a 5 out of 5, obviously, because I love it. Second book, this is thick. This is called The Reappearance of Rachel Price by Holly Jackson, and this is, I'm pretty sure this is my 5th book by her. This was kind of predictable, kind of not. Like I could predict some of like where the story is going to go, but not at the same time. I got the UK version because I liked it better. I give this book 3.5 stars. And then third book, I read an Indonesian book. This is called Resign by Almira Bastari. I immediately remembered that I gave this 5 stars. Ooh. That's the bookmark. Oh my god, this was so funny. I got 3 bookmarks. My cat, she's currently under the blanket, so just don't mind that sound, please. I don't know how that happened. It never happened ever to me. I love this book so much. Our female main character, she works at a consultant office in Jakarta, which is the capital city of Indonesia. She and her coworkers are betting on who gets to resign first. It was so much fun reading like the dynamic in the office, and then also it is a rom-com. I did not expect that. I did not expect this to be a rom-com. Very easy to read, so if you're Indonesian or could read in Indonesian, I highly suggest you to read this. Okay, in April, I read my first ever Keigo Higashino. This is Pembunuhan di Nihonbashi, The Newcomer. This is a translated book from Japanese. I don't know what's the original title called because it's probably in Japanese, right? And I cannot read Japanese, so I loved it. I give this 5 out of 5, obviously. On May, I read a kid's book, a young adult book. This is called The Lost Library by Rebecca Stead and Wendy Mass. I think that's how you pronounce it. The reason why I read this is only because of the cover. I literally bought this book because of the cover. I mean, look at the cover. It's so pretty. Look at all the colors and the cat, and also on the back. So pretty. This was actually really cute. It reminds me of like one of those old movies that I used to watch when I was a child, kind of like Spiderwick type of vibes, you know, like middle school type of story. Look at the chapters. They got like illustrations here. So cute. It was fun, and I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. After I read a preteen book. I read a very much adult book. This is called Trunk by Kim Ryo-ryung. This is a Korean translated book, and it's called the same thing in Korean, Trunk. By the cover itself, I'm not gonna lie, I probably wouldn't even pick it up. But the reason why I picked this up and decided to read it is because I watched the TV series on Netflix first by the same name, but I think they added the, so it's the Trunk, and the male main character is Kong-yu. So I'm sold. I was like, okay, he hasn't played in a drama in a while, so I decided to watch that. There's this company that works in the service of wife and husband on contract, something like that, kind of like rent boyfriend girlfriend type stuff, but it's marriage, so it's a little more heavy. But basically the female main character is a worker at that company, so she's a contract wife, and our male main character is a very famous producer, music producer or something like that, I kind of forgot. And then he got divorced and his ex-wife kind of set him up with the contract wife. I prefer the Netflix version better than the book. It's very different, like the book and the series or like the drama, they're very different. I'm sorry, but I give this a 2.5 out of 5. And then after that, I read a book by Agatha Christie. This is called The Moving Finger. To be honest, I have been trying and giving Agatha Christie's books more than second chance. I think this is going to be my last one for now. It was usually a bit hard for me to understand, and I gave this 1 out of 5. I'm sorry, And then next book, this is another Japanese translated book. This is called Bias Obsesi by Rin Usami. I don't know what it's called in the original title. This novel is the winner of the 164th Akutagawa Award. This is basically about someone who is obsessed with a member of a popular group, kind of like idol. It's very thin and it was pretty fast to read. I did not really click with the story and also the main character, so I give it a 2.5 out of 5. I'm sorry, I have been very strict with my ratings. Next book, this is called Trouble in Paradise by Portia McIntosh. I liked it. It was so much fun. This is my first Rivals to Lovers book, I think. Basically, this is about rival showbiz journalist that has to go on a tropical island for work, and I give this a 4.5 out of 5. And then I read Agensi Rumah Tangga. This is by Almira Bastari, the author that wrote Resign. This is about someone who got laid off of a startup and then decided to open an agency for housemates. So interesting. I've never read anything like this before, so I give this 4.5 out of 5. And the last book that I read in 2025, I just finished this afternoon. This is called 12 Days of Dash and Lily by Rachel Kahn and David Levitan. This is a second book from the Dash and Lily's Book of Dares. I think they're a trilogy, but I'm really sorry. I think I'm just going to stop at this book and not going to continue the trilogy. This was also young adult. I'm pretty sure it was made for teenagers because of the main characters and also just like the story itself. Our female main character, which is Lily, and then the male main character, which is Dash. Lily, how do I say this? She was acting very teenage-like. I was so close to DNFing this book. I think the top problem / drama in this book was communication, and I have a degree in that, so being someone who has a degree in communication, reading a story about the lack of communication is just it was so tiring, and I give this book 2 out of 5. Those are all the books that I read in 2025. Yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you will have a great 2026. Be safe, be healthy, and be happy. Bye!